Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a new movie review. Yes, I'm going to be talking about the new Sandra Bullock Channing Tatum film, The Lost City. Action-adventure films are something we don't get too often. Yeah, there's a movie with Dwayne Johnson in the jungle every couple years. Yeah, they're trying to do action movies all the time. I mean, the Marvel Universe is the biggest thing ever. But these type of classic action-adventure movies, like The Lost City, aren't around too often. I go back to things like Romancing the Stone, The Mummy. There's so many more in this little bit of a sub-genre of film, and I really enjoy them. They're just something very easily enjoyable about watching a group of people get lost in the jungle or in any kind of action-adventure scenario and have to get their way out through comedic and dramatic, material. I think that works for me very well. Again, I love Romancing the Stone. I am a huge fan of The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser movie from the 90s. I absolutely love that. And there's a bit of an element of that here. It's not as action-filled as those films. This leans a little bit more on the comedy, but I just love these type of films. We don't get them, and it's just odd because in the era we are now, I'm surprised we don't go for more action adventures all the time. Like, Sandra Bullock will do one every now and then. They're here, but there's just this type of film. It felt nostalgic for me to watch. Not nostalgic in the let's watch Spider-Man's from 20 years ago come up, but just nostalgic as, wow, they don't make movies like this anymore. I can't believe I'm old enough to feel like they don't make movies like they did when I was a kid, but that's what I love. I loved Austin Powers, Mummy movies. I loved the Men in Black films. Just these type of action films that have a comedic backbone, and The Lost City is exactly that. This movie had me laughing out loud multiple times, and I'm not normally a comedy person, so it takes a good comedic film to get that. This movie has some issues in the pacing department, and it has a bit of a script that is a little cliche-filled, but our two lead actors, we'll talk about them in a moment, they do their damnedest to make this feel above and beyond a just typical throwaway action movie that has a comedy flair, and made this, to me, one of the best action comedies in quite some time. In The Lost City, Sandra Bullock stars as Loretta Sage, a romance writer who has a bit of an archaeological background. She really has a passion for it. Her husband, who passed away, was really into that, so she adds a bit of the real archaeological stuff into her novels. Well, when she starts deciphering something in her latest book, there's an evil man played by Radcliffe who comes and says, I need you to come find this mysterious buried treasure in the jungle with me. Come and do it. And who is going to save her? Well, it's some guy named Alan, who is the cover boy for all of her romance novels. A very Fabio, beautiful man played by Channing Tatum. And yeah, hijinks ensue. He goes to try to save her. He recruits some guy played by Brad Pitt who comes and gonna be a badass, but things happen and it's just with Channing and Sandra's character just going through the jungle, getting into various mishaps. So will they have to free their way out of this scenario with the bad guys? Let's figure out if they can decipher codes to get where they need to go. It's a really simple, easy plot, but these actors really just made it a joy to watch. I had such a good time in every predictable turn. I don't hate this type of movie, and it really helps to go in and go, I like the tropes that we're going to either fill our movie with or poke fun at a little bit. This movie was a tiny bit self-aware, not the most ever, but there was an element that they, like the directors, they said, we know what we're doing, we're definitely going to lean into this. Now, this movie has like 6 writers on it, and you can definitely feel it. They're trying to pull this in a couple different directions. There's a couple plot points that, like, we have, Loretta's publicist, who is a great comedic actress in this. She does good, but none of her stuff really adds enough to it, where every time we cut away, I was just like, well, could we just do a Daniel Radcliffe bad guy scene instead of just her friend trying to save her character? Those are just little elements that I would have just tweaked here and there to make this an overall good experience, but watching Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum just charm the butt out of this script. I mean, they are just so good. I have a whole section dedicated to them next and their leading star quality. But yeah, overall, I just like the plot. Easy to follow, fun to get into, doesn't overstay its welcome. Again, maybe about 15 minutes too long. If he would have just chopped out some of the, like, best friend searching for her scenes, and then some of the little comedic moments maybe tightening up a little bit, it could have been a perfect film. It's just almost there. It's stupid enough that you laugh at, but it's smart enough that you know that you feel that you're in confident filmmakers' hands. Like, competent and confident. They both know what they're doing. They're going to guide you through. Again, a bit of a better script could have made this way above just the average, and this is just slightly above average. This last section is dedicated to the power of Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, two of the last movie stars. I mean, these are people that you can throw them in any film and they will just make it work. Even the most forgettable Sandra Bullock movie is still better than most of the stuff that I see these days. I love it. And Channing Tatum is one of the most underrated comedic talents we have. I understand he's beautiful, he has the jock build, but every time someone uses him to his comedic strength, like the 21 Jump Street films, like this movie, I just happen to love that. He is so ridiculously funny. There's just something about this big, bulky dude who understands physical comedy, who is unafraid to make fun of himself, who can just let himself go in scenes and have a goofy good time. It honestly makes Channing Tatum even more attractive that he is this dumb and willing to clown on camera. You need that in our leading mans, but he's smart, he's strong, he's sexy, he has everything you need for a movie star. I think he is so impressive, and I love when a good comedic talent could find their way as Channing has. It sucks, because sometimes they stick him in like the Magic Mike movies or bro-y action movies, and that's not necessarily where his strengths are. I like him in 21 Jump Street, I like him in movies like this, I want to see him more. Now let's talk about Queen Sandra Bullock. As she nears the age of 60, I can't believe I just said that, but to me, it just adds to her badass awesomeness even more. She is about 57 last time I checked, and whoa, she is doing stuff the girls younger than her wish they were doing. I love me like a Scarlett Johansson or a Margot Robbie, but I don't think they have the lasting power that Sandra Bullock has. She is a absolute megastar. She puts butts in seats. She makes you want to go see a movie. If there's any two lead actors in this movie other than Sandra and Channing Tatum, I would have dragged my feet to watch it. But I knew these two would do so good. Sandra Bullock has been killing it since like Miss Congeniality, The Proposal, I mean Speed. The girl can do badass films and she has never let me down. She like shines in these action adventure roles. I like that she actually gets to play and stuff like this. She had that weird one with Melissa McCarthy that it wasn't great, but she still was pretty good in it. Sandra is great talent and she makes this film as good as it is. Honestly, you bring Channing, Brad Pitt, and Sandra Bullock all back together, I would possibly watch another one of these. Again, I'm not trying to make everything a franchise, but this is a movie that I said I had fun with, maybe give it a couple years, a better script, and I would be down for another adventure with all of these crazy characters. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of The Lost City, or The Lost City of D. I wish they would have just called it that, to be honest. I like that name a lot. So yes, what did you think of this review? What did you think of this movie? Have you had a chance to see it yet? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy, because over here at Flickering Myth, we really take those thumbs up pretty seriously. Oh, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, because we make videos like this every single week. Alright everyone, let's talk about The Lost City down below.